Hi everyone. So today is December 1st and I wanted to give an update on how the month of November went for me, how I compare that to October, and then where I'm starting off the month with. I also am going to go into like what I'm doing differently this month than I've done in the past several months that I've been trying to lose weight but failing quite miserably. Lots of learning opportunities but still failing. So just to give you a little bit of a back story, I lost about 60 pounds several years ago at this point. I did so primarily following the starch solution, which was high carb, low fat, vegan, plant-based, whatever you would like to call it. And I did really well on that. However, that's not been super realistic for me to keep up with having a 6-year-old, having a husband, trying to make meals that the whole family will eat. So I've just been struggling a little bit with keeping up with that. I have gone back to eating or trying to eat that way, and I've had some serious belly issues doing that. So I'm trying to kind of ease my way back into doing that. So yeah, so let's start with October. October 1st, I was 177. My average for that month was 175.8. Okay, so November, I started the month of November at 177.2, so just 0.2 up from October, from the 1st of October. But my average was a lot higher for November, 177.6 essentially. So the average from October to November is up like a pound and a half-ish, which is obviously not ideal, not the trend that I want to be seeing. And just to give you an idea, I weigh myself almost every day, and I track it in my MyFitnessPal. I just do my weight first thing in the morning, every morning for the most part. And so I have a lot of data points each month, so I can get a pretty good idea that my average is pretty accurate just because I have a lot of data points. So starting off December, I am 180.6. So not loving that trend. I will say that I did weigh myself on the 30th also, obviously, and I was 179. So I think my weight today has a lot to do with like the things that I was eating yesterday. Lots of carbs, lots of sugar, not so good. And I think honestly, like that is why I'm not losing as a whole, because I am doing a whole lot of snacking at work. I am trying to get that reined in. I think a lot of that has to do with being stressed or, just trying to keep myself going because I'm tired or whatever. And so I'm snacking. So I'm trying to cut back on snacking. And in order to do that, one of the things that I'm doing differently this month is that I'm going to be tracking in my MyFitnessPal as much as possible, just so I can get like an idea of how many calories I'm eating in a day. So that is the first thing that I'm doing differently, is that I am tracking in my MyFitnessPal. Another thing that I'm going to be doing differently is paying more attention to my number of steps in a day. Right now, I would say I get on average probably like 4,500 steps, maybe, I don't know. I know there are some days where I definitely don't get as many steps. So my goal for this month is to get at least 5,000 steps every day, which does not sound like a whole lot. It's not like a huge change. Like I'm not trying to jump into doing like 8,000 or 10,000 steps in a day. I'm starting small and just saying, I'm going to be consistently getting at least 5,000 steps every day. So I think that is a manageable amount for me to be consistent with. And that's kind of the baby step that I need to take in order to build up my consistency in general. So another thing that I'm going to be doing, which if you didn't see my last video, I am kind of starting a fitness journey. So again, this time around of losing weight, I am doing things differently, more holistically, if you will. And one of my primary things that I'm going to be doing also is getting in intentional movement, intentional exercise every single day. So if that means 10 minutes of yoga or a 10-minute walk, or maybe 5 minutes of yoga and 15 minutes of gentle exercise. I'm gonna fit in what I can fit in, but my goal is to be intentional and do that for at least 10 minutes every single day. And then the last thing that I'm gonna be doing this month is I'm gonna be trying out a vagus nerve stimulator, which the research behind whether or not it works for weight loss is mixed. However, I do think that one of the reasons I'm having trouble losing weight is because of my stress levels and maybe not getting as good of sleep as I need to be. And so one of the things that a VNS can do is kind of get you more into the rest and digest mode. It calms your nervous system down, allows you to get better sleep and feel more rested. And so I'm hoping that that will not only help with my migraines, which is the main reason that I've bought the device, but it may also have that like side benefit of helping my nervous system calm down enough so that I can start letting go of some of the weight that I'm carrying. So anyways, this was just a quick update on my weight loss so far, the whole weight loss journey, because let's be real, it is one, and what I'm gonna be doing differently this month. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.